going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we bought a new car. If you can't tell from what it is from now, I bought a NB Miata. So I never thought I'd own a Miata. I was never looking for a Miata, but this thing kind of just popped up and I feel like I got a pretty good deal on it. So I picked it up and I drove it for about 2 days, and it's probably one of the funnest cars I've ever driven. So pretty excited for it. Not entirely sure what the plan is yet. Initially I was trying to look at it as an investment and just kind of enjoy it for a couple months and sell it in summertime, since I am in Alaska and it is a convertible. This time of year probably won't be the best time to get my bang for my buck, but that might be why I got a good deal on it. It's pretty clean. It's got 110K on the chassis. It was an Alaska interior car, so for the most part it's not super rusty. There's a couple surface rust spots, but the chassis is actually fairly clean. Underneath is really clean. Yeah, it's just NA stock 1.8. It does have like a axle back. Technically it has a muffler delete, so there is a little bit of sound to it, but it's not bad. It is a super ricer exhaust, so once I find a good spot we'll do a walk around of the car. But I'm pretty excited. If this does turn out to be a project, I think I'll be happy, at least for a while, with the speed, I guess. Basically, I'm going to try not to make it go faster. So it'd be cosmetics, suspension, might even just stance boy it. I don't know yet. But realistically, I'm going to try to not make it a project as much as I can. Maybe just clean up a couple things. It is a 90s car. It's a 98. So, but we'll see. There's a couple things that I've noticed pretty quickly driving this thing, as far as just little stuff that needs fixed. The rear window is still glass, so I think it's an original top. Thankfully it's been like 5 degrees since I've owned this, so it hasn't really had the chance to leak, though I'm sure the last owner said it'll trickle a little in this corner when it's wet. But the defrost doesn't work on that, and it looks like there's just a wire that's fell off or something, so I could probably just solder that thing back on. We do have a check engine light. We ran the code. It's just like a P0421, so it's pretty much like the cat heater failed essentially, so just the cat. So I'm going to legally fix the cat by gutting it out and putting like an O2 sensor spacer on there to make the O2 sensor good. But aside from that, I also don't think this thing has, I don't know if you can see that, I don't think there's a thermostat in it, because she warms up good and it holds temperature. It hasn't gotten hot on me yet, but when I GoPro died. What I was saying though is when I take a drive like this where I'm just cruising, temperature drops, like you can see now, even versus like the clip a couple seconds ago. It's pretty much down to nothing, which to my best guess probably means, so there is a new radiator on it, which means they probably deleted the thermostat for some reason. Pretty much the way a thermostat works is your water pump's attached to your engine, so it's always flowing the water, but it flows water into the thermostat, which blocks it from flowing it through the radiator until it reaches a certain temp, which is what your thermostats are rated for. Like say you have a 170, right? Once your thermostat gets up to 170 degrees, it then pops open, which allows water to flow through the radiator for heat to dissipate. So with no thermostat, basically the water's always flowing through the radiator, which means on a drive like this, especially on a day like this when it's 5 degrees out, the coolant's indefinitely being cooled down is basically what's happening. So going to probably just buy a thermostat and take my chances on it without tearing it apart then getting one, because I don't want to deal with coolant more than twice. But so yeah, first things first, thermostat. I gotta reattach this door panel. Looks like the door handle sunk inside of it, but it seems like the bezel's still there, so do that. Probably resolder the defrost there for the rear window. But aside from just a couple little things, like, this thing's freaking sweet. So alright, so for the walk around, again, it was an Alaska car its whole life, so paint's definitely pretty beat up. It's got a lot of little dings and scratches here and there. Pretty much just some rough paint. Here's the little ricer exhaust. But overall, decent shell. These other stock wheels came with a set of winter tires with studs. It also has a set of summer wheels, so that was part of it too. The interior overall is pretty decent. Stock Nardi. Passenger seat's in good condition. There's a seat cover on the driver's seat. Oh, there's a tear in it, but I figured with the seat cover. The top's not in bad condition. The engine's pretty much all stock. It's just the 1.8. There's not any big leaks or anything. It's like the valve cover could use a little bit of love. New plugs, wires, fresh oil change. Besides that, again, everything's pretty much all stock. Underneath was like super clean. There wasn't really any rust in there. Brakes are all in decent condition. All the lights work. The radio works. Top works. So it's been pretty fun. Getting kind of excited on the project. If I do make it a project, which it definitely has potential. So I don't know. We'll see.